Wazi. Many thanks na asante sana for joining us for another classic episode of the weekend edition. Let's call this the special edition of the show. I'm your host, Dr. Kingori. Tuko na show nzito sana mazela inda for you. Because this week is the week that opposition leader Raila Odinga turned 79. Baba is 79 years old. Happy birthday to him, manzi. Alafu, there seems to have been a miscommunication among the police after Baba's supporters were tear-gassed during a cake-cutting exercise in the CBD.
In Nairobi County, the celebration began at the city center. The joy was short-lived. Police officers lobbed tear gas canisters to disperse those gathered near the Tomboya statue. The cake was the main target here. It symbolized cutting the cost of living for Kenyans. Efforts to save the cake were futile.
Mi highlight yangu yo clip niyo madhe akinegotiate na tear gas. Wacha tuchukue keki. Alafu makarao ni kama walisikia party ya Raila iko town. Wakajua ala kama kawaida. By the time waligundua ni birthday party maze tear gas ilikuwa ndani ya keki. And the Police Inspector General Japheth Koome has condemned the incident. He has said that the officers responsible for throwing the tear gas will be punished. But then, by Kenyan standards, unajua at 79, Baba is still a young man. So maybe askari uleta shisha kwa birthday yake juu. Ujana ni moshi. But alafu unajua watu wanashangaa, kuna watu wanashangaa, why would the police interrupt a birthday party na tear gas? If you follow politics of this country, you'll understand that hiyo tu kuzaliwa kwa Raila hiyo has been a problem for all governments. Except one since independence, hiyo ya Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, because he was too young then. Moving on, in other news, the Machakos Level 5 hospital has announced that it will not be admitting dead bodies from neighboring counties. Wamesema mazee mtu akikufia nje ya macha usiende huko. And you know that simply means that the message here is Machakos is heaven on earth. When you think about it, this has to be the most brilliant marketing strategy a county government has ever created. Imagine living a righteous life. You do everything good. You avoid sin. Unaenda church every Sunday. Uache pombe so that when you die you can go to Machakos. Moving on, we have to give a special shout out to the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua juu ya kutujengeanga siku mazee. Rigiji has been a blessing to the content world. Kila time one or another lazima to sort kwa news. Kama sahi there is this video ya Rigiji akianguka like 2 meters before afike finish line in a 100-meter race. Nataka watch carefully because watu wamekuwa on the case of the bodyguard who fell down juu mdosi ameanguka. Alafu msikie tu pia vitu MC anasema wakati Rigiji anadunda. Hiyo kitu karibu inyonge Rigiji. Alafu MC huko nyuma, kupanda mlima ni ngumu. Kupanda mlima ni kazi ngumu. I knew it had to have a political bearing. Kupanda mlima sio rahisi. I knew it. But then, tuache siasa, what is 100 meters kwa Rigiji? Na even before he became deputy president, alikuwa anakimbiza mita 200 kwa court na alishinda. Alafu the people who are on the bodyguard's case, you need to understand that hakujiangusha maze. By VIP protection standards, hata ni kuanguka alichoma kwa job. He was supposed to lie down Rigiji amwagikie. That was the idea. But then again, hata hiyo haikuwa kuanguka. That was to show that Rigiji ameshika ground. Then exactly. You see, ground is very important to any politician. You cannot run ushinde kama hujashika ground. And now we introduce this as a special edition of the show, and that's because it is, manze, over 7 years tumekuwa tunakutana hapa every week. And that's since our very first episode went on air on 8th November 2016. Mazeni nikisema 2016, mazeni 7 years ago inakaa kitambo. But then, to be honest, I have to say thank you very much for making it possible for us. It has been a humbling experience. Kila time you meet msee ananiambia, sijawahi miss hata episode moja ya weekend edition from the first one. You guys have given us years and years of your attention and support. Now, it keeps on coming. Kwanza this week, Kenyans posted on Twitter that NTV was suspending all editorial shows. Now, very many people reached out. Kwanza kuna boys anaitwa Kip Kirui Koech was among the first people to ask if I'm okay. Kama niko sawa. That was very humbling. Thank you very much, ilinishika sana. Alafu kuna Emeshines akatugonga na ati feeling jobless with Dr. Kingori. Feeling jobless with Dr. Kingori and 100 others. Karibu tutengeneze paybill. Asanteni sana for the concern. Lakini the Wicked Edition is not an editorial show, and our relationship with NTV has been nothing but the best. For the 10 years Mazee nimekuwa na Nation, I live with nothing but good vibes. We have laughed, we have learned, na pia tumejuana Mazee. And also, very important, we have done charity. And this I hold very close to my heart. We've had a good run. And the decision that this be our last episode at NTV is purely personal. And one of the things I'm very proud tumesaidia na kufanya, na wale wasiofollow show wanajua, it has to be the charity cause in solidarity with refugees. That is the partnership tumekuwa nayo na UNHCR. For the past 5 years, tumekuwa na dedicated episodes where we have raised funds through the Wicked Edition to come through for families that have been forced to move to foreign countries due to war. And one of the main areas to contribute kwa show, one of the main areas ile do tumecontribute imeenda ku actually impact ni education. Specifically kuna time tulisema specifically as in outrightly and deliberately tunataka kutengeneza classrooms. And there was a time I actually visited the Kakuma refugee camp. Tukapata huko kwanza kuna shule fulani. I've never forgotten that. Watu wanaenda in shift. Like kama uko class 8 unachagua kama utakuwa hiyo class 8 morning shift ama class 8 shift ya afternoon. Kuna msea juangi hiyo story ya asubuhi hiyo jua after jua ma classes ni less. Hakuna madaro enough. Tuli intervene, we made contributions. We may not have built as many classrooms as we would have wished, but I can guarantee you we made the world a better place. Hizo ma 10 bob, 50 bob, 100 bob tumekuwa tukitoa zimekuwa zikifanya wonders. And that's why I hope for our final episode we can log out in style and do it once more. Again, nasema loyalist wa Wicked Edition unajua it's a very simple process. Unaenda kwa M-Pesa, kwa paybill, lipa na M-Pesa, paybill. The paybill number inakuanga 329378 as tumeka hapa kwa screen. Account number unaeka Wicked Edition. Na pia kuna bonga points option which you dial *126*20, select option ya UNHCR, you add any amount that your heart is willing to give, alafu tuende tufanye hiyo transaction. I think it's a very special way ya kulog out if you ask me. Maybe it's a long shot na January, but I think it really goes, ukienda hizo places na ukiona vitu wase go through, it's a very touching experience. Tunafaa kwenda break at this point, but hatuwezi enda break kama sijaambia some few developments. CEO wa akiina niwasha mazi siwezi kosa kusema. The CEO wa EACC, that's the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, Twalib Mbarak, this week alipropose that mazi story ya deadbeats imeenda sana. Wase hiyo kuruka mimba imekuwa excess. So inafaa kuwa classified as corruption. Nalisema kwanza na Kiswahili kuruka mimba ni ufisadi. How things have changed maze. As in this is a complete shift from ile time ya NYS scandal maze. So imagine you can catch a corruption case because someone has delivered. Manze. Haters wanasema EACC wanazunguka mbali sana tu ndio washike baba. Also, pia ilikuwa imetuwasha sana story ya Nigeria. Nigeria has suspended their poverty minister for diverting public funds to her personal account. Can you imagine that? Nigeria wako na minister of poverty. But I can't help but wonder, minister of poverty akikuwa suspended from work, is that good news or bad news? Ama basically, sasa yeye anapewa opportunity ya ku-experience ministry yake. Alafu story ingine tena joina ni washa maze. Mokoroine MP anaitwa John Kagushia amepropose bill that will see Kenyans spend up to 90 days in jail for urinating in public. Haters wanasema sasa wameanza kurun serikali kama relationship juu wameintroduce the 90-day rule. Manze, hii episode yetu ya leo tunasema ni special edition kabisa. I think we want to try catch up with the 7 years on the second part of the show. Tumekuwa na a lot of moments. Tumekuwa na the teams that have made this possible. kuna stories za tujai wambia za things that have happened on this show for it to happen, for it to be possible. And nikianza kusema thank you hapa tutashinda hapa mpaka nini, but I'll try sneak them in hapa in between. But let's see if we can catch up with the 7 years on air on the other end of this short commercial break. See you in a bit.